everybody, it's KayBeast, and for this week's video I've got another sketchbook tour for you. I was originally planning on doing a speed paint for this week, but I just got back from house sitting for 2 weeks. It was kind of like a little vacation, and I'm still getting things in order from being gone for so long. So trying to bang out a painting and get it edited and ready for Saturday was just a little too tight for me this week. So I'm gonna do the sketchbook tour because it's pretty simple to record, and then I'll get into the speed paint next week. So, but I'm pretty excited about this one because this one is one of the first ones that I really took kind of seriously from when I was in high school. Still means it's kind of cringy though, just FYI. So here is sketchbook number 2, and I filled this in off and on for about 2 years, so from when I was 15 to 17. Started it in 2003 around September, and the last dated picture in there is from 2005. It's got my name on the front, and yes, I wrote this with whiteout, you know, those little tape roller things. I wrote my name with whiteout. I'm amazed it still stayed there for that long. So this sketchbook was actually my official sketchbook for my studio art class that I started in my sophomore year of high school, and this was before I joined the Fine Arts Academy at Lowell High. This was just a regular studio art class that everybody took, and then senior year I took a more concentrated art class that was part of an academy that focused on arts. So this has a lot of random stuff. So let's get into it. So a lot of the stuff in here was assignments as part of the class, and then random stuff. So, first page, I was told to like tape things in here and glue things and staple them and keep my notes from class, from like worksheets and stuff, which isn't a bad idea, and I definitely want to get more into that collage-y feel of sketchbooks, of holding on to things. So this first page is just my notes for the elements of design, which are line, shape, form, value, color, space, and texture, and different kinds of lines. So I had vocab, there's my name, and there's the first page. And then this was an assignment on different kinds of lines and like different kinds of hatching, different ways you can create texture with lines. There's dots and stuff, and then I used it to make animals for a homework assignment. So there we go. So my last sketchbook was mostly dragons and dinosaurs. Most of this one is going to be Lord of the Rings, because the first movie came out a couple of years before, and this was, I think the first movie came out in 2001, so this was after Two Towers came out, and I was like really hyped for the final movie, and I had all these magazines and stuff. Like pretty much anytime we were in the grocery store and there was a magazine about Lord of the Rings, I grabbed it. So, and I used them to draw, and I had a bunch of bookmarks, which I still have, by the way, and I did a lot of fan art, like a crazy amount, and this was the first time I really started drawing people too. So I have Arwen and Galadriel, and again I did like really detailed shading with pencil on the same page, so it's smeared like you would not believe. I did Gollum a couple of times. This one was a reference from a bookmark that I believe I might actually still have. Hang on. Here we go. Look familiar? When the last movie was coming out, they did these promotional bookmarks, and they were in the library at my high school, and I went in and I got one of each, and I still have them because I'm a nerd. Anyway, yeah, so there's Gollum. More homework, more in-class stuff about creating texture with line and dots and stuff, and we were told to put them in our sketchbook, so I just glued them in there. This little lady with a deer, and again, more homework. Yep. More homework, and then this was about like gestures and stuff, and then this was my at-home assignment based off of this. We had to use different textures or whatever, so I did an apple with some shading, and I did a bird and a feather, but this was kind of based off of what we were learning in class. And then gesture and shading, and this has a ton of glitter on it because I did a dragon, again dragons, in glitter gel pen. And I know the gel pen challenge is a thing, but apparently this was something I already started doing, but I would like to revisit it. I just need to get gel pens again. But yeah, when I was in high school in 2003, gel pens were everything, and I had a billion of them, so yeah. More homework. Specifically, this was about looking at something, and it was like about like contour drawing and stuff is what it called, when you look at the outside of something and you make the lines fit the shape or whatever. So this was again part of something we had to glue in for the worksheet, and then this was me drawing my shoes, following the lesson from the page before. So drawing my shoes. This is profile drawing, and I actually really liked this sheet. I got a little smarter about doing this so that it wouldn't take up every sheet that I had. And then this was an unfinished piece of Gandalf and the Balrog from the first movie, and I had a reference, and I even broke it into grids because I was getting like really into it, and I had like a printout that I made grids for, and I was like, I'm gonna make this look amazing. I never finished it. More homework stuff about profiles and drawing the nose. I might actually show this to my friend John because he's getting into drawing right now and he's trying to learn how to draw the face. And I might be like, hey, you want to look at my old worksheets from high school? This might be helpful. And this again, and then I drew Dark Chi, or Freya. I think she's Freya. I was really into Chobits, and I was gonna do this, redraw this sheet that was inside one of them of both of the Chis in there, and I finished one of them, didn't finish the other one. Most of this is fan art, pretty sure. Oh my god, these pages are so old, they're stuck together. Come on, there we go. Whoa. Okay, I forgot about this page. More drawing the profile stuff, and then I did this crazy weird collage thing. This might have been an assignment at the end of the semester, because this is dated right before Christmas break, and I think we were supposed to make a collage of things that we like, and I just went completely nuts, and I can't even tell what most of this stuff is. Alien, Oklahoma, Batman, Lord of the Rings, obviously, there's Diamond, there's a sword, more Lord of the Rings stuff, dinosaurs, yeah, there's a lot going on here, but it's all like smeared. Yeah, fixative was not something I was aware of back then. So, more homework stuff. How to draw the figure, how to draw eyes. And then this, we had to do the thing where we specifically were told to find a photo reference from like a magazine, cut it out, glue it in, and then we had to chart it and then redraw on another page. So that's what I did for this. So I cut out from one of my magazines, Liv Tyler, because again, Lord of the Rings, and I actually glued paper down, taped it, I mean, and I did that. But I remember getting in trouble with my teacher because she wasn't standing properly. It was kind of like this pose. She wanted like a straight shot kind of a pose, not something like this. So I found another sheet, and this is Kate Beckinsale, because I really like the movie Underworld, and I wanted to make sure it was somebody I liked. And this is a more frontal view, and I did the grid thing that I was supposed to do. So, this is notes about color, I think. Yeah, because I'm seeing complimentary and primary. And then a whole bunch of sketches of Arwen. And again, I had a whole bunch of magazines and all of those things that came out about the movies. They had like their own individual publications. I had all of those. I don't have them anymore, but I used them as reference and I drew from them constantly. And this, I think I skipped a page. Hang on. Yes, I did. Yeah, I was really into clamp stuff, so I was reading Cardcaptor Sakura, and I really wanted to draw the water cloud card, so I did, and then I went nuts with my gel pen. I drew it on lined paper. Oh, you're not supposed to do that, but I wanted to do her in glitter because she was like frozen in ice, and I did enjoy doing this. Like, this was like something I was super proud of, but again, lined paper, why? Why me? Random goth girl. I drew a lot of goth girls. I was very into like the goth aesthetic, and I still kind of am. It's just not as crazy as it was when I was in high school. So I drew a lot of that. Mostly I drew a lot of girls wearing clothes that I wanted but I couldn't afford, basically. So I got this random Girl in Fire. Pretty sure this is a reference to a manga. I can't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure I drew this from a manga. One of my best friends in high school had essentially this manga library that she ran out of her locker at school. She would bring in like 20 books or something. She had a list that she taped to the inside of the door, and she's like, okay, this person borrowed this one, this person borrowed this one. She ran it for years, basically, and I got to read so many comics because she had all of them. Kind of. She had a ton, and she loaned them out to people and kept a running list going, and it was very efficient. But pretty sure this was something I borrowed from her. Random dragon. Again, using them glitter gel pens, because this was like something I was really having fun with, and then this random purple pen I had that I don't know what it was, but I used it a lot. Random demon, goth lady, I don't know. Yeah, it was high school, is what I was into. Something I didn't finish. A lot of those. Random girl. I got a lot of comments from my friend Lexi, who was also an artist, about how I never gave girls hips. It was kind of like that for a long time. It took me forever to figure out that no, it needs to flow a little differently, so all of them are kind of like sticks. I think this is a homework assignment. We had a design like an alarm clock or something, and I did something really stupid where it just squirts water at you. I wasn't very inventive with machinery. I'm still not. So, Griffin. This is from a manga. Again. Not sure which one, but if it's this polished, I'm using a reference, basically. These are some of my characters. I started working on a comic my sophomore year of high school, and I drew my characters a lot. Comic's still not done, because I'm completely rewriting it, because, again, I started writing it when I was 15, and it needed a lot of work. But I drew my characters a lot. So, these are 3 characters from it. Again, no hips. Phoenix. I drew a lot of phoenixes, because my mom loves phoenixes. So, I drew this as like a sketch for her for something. Like, she wanted me to design one, so I did. And again, glitter gel pen. And there's something underneath. Yeah, a really, really terrible face that I wanted to cover up. Okay, that's why that's there. I'm pretty sure this was glued down. This was never meant to see the light of day again. We're just gonna forget we saw that. More Cardcaptor stuff. My friend had the actual, like, you could get like a book, like it was the actual cloud book with the cards inside of it. John has some now, and I really want them, but I had a friend in high school, might have been Beverly again, who had them, and she let me borrow them for a day, because I was like, I'm gonna draw every single card. It didn't happen, but I got started. I erased whatever was here. I guess it wasn't good enough. I never put anything back. Chick from The Craft, because I had just watched the movie, and it's still one of my favorite movies, and I loved her outfits in it, so I was like, I'm gonna draw it. And random chick, I don't know. More character stuff. These are all, again, my characters. I was just kind of playing around with designs, and yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what most of this is, to be honest. It's really cringy looking at it now, but yeah, just more character work. One of my characters, she's a werewolf, and I'm drawing wolves, and yeah. More wolves. This was doodled by my friend Lexi. We had classes together. My junior year, we had like 5 classes out of 8 together, so we hung out a lot, and we both had sketchbooks, and sometimes we draw on each other's sketchbooks, so some doodles in here are hers. That one's mine. Random elf lady. Doodling clothes from like this magazine or something. My mom had this magazine. It's got a lot of like, she was into paganism. I think she still is. And the clothes, the books that she got were specifically like clothes for like pagans and stuff. And so she let me look through the magazines, and I drew them a lot because they were pretty. Random elf chick. Again, the shoulders and just things just fine, but like no hips was kind of my thing, I guess. My character again. Random girl. I think I was designing a character. I don't know. I was just like, I want something action-y, and I was, yeah. More Lord of the Rings. Eowyn from the magazines, and I actually had a little figurine that I drew too, so. Yep, I specifically remember drawing this in the middle. Oh no, this was in July. Never mind. I was home when I did this. I used to go to something called Poet Society at my high school, and I wrote a couple of poems, but they were really bad. But I was like the artist, and we'd make zines, and they put the art in the zines, so I brought my sketchbook with me, and I doodled while people read poetry. And I was part of that club for like 3 years. Another one of my characters. My character again, this is my main character. You'll see a lot of her. She's changed a lot. So in later sketchbooks she looks totally different, but this was my main character. And trying realism. Trying to do a little more realistic. Again with the hips though. I don't know. My main character again. And some side characters. Characters from my comic again. My main character again. This is from Negima. I was like, I'm gonna draw every character, at least like do a collage of every single character based off of their like little drawing on the book or whatever. Again, big project, never happened. But this was clearly a reference because look how like clean it is. Yeah. My main characters, I was gonna do like a little sheet of everybody, didn't finish them, and those necks, oh my god. Holy crap, I don't remember them being that bad. Oh my, yeah, that's not good. I think this is my main character, or it might just be some random girl. My main character is always wearing a specific necklace, so I think it's just some random chick. Character sheet! Yep. Yeah, she looks way different now, but I was working on character sheets. My other character, her best friend. Didn't finish that. I had watched The Incredibles with my family. We were at this thing. It was like this, kind of like this event for like autistic kids or something. I think I remember. My older brother has autism, so it was like you could hang out and watch movies and not have to worry about noise if autistic kids are, you know, like having like verbal tics or whatever. And we watched The Incredibles, and I was like, I'm gonna draw Violet was her name? I'm pretty sure her name is Violet. So I'm gonna draw her, and I actually really liked how this turned out because it was all like awesome or something. I don't know. Random chick. I kind of went a little heavy with the black pen on this one with like line weight and stuff. Something I was practicing, so I went a little nuts. I drew a snake. It's a coral snake. Reference. I had an animal book. So I drew a coral snake, and I'm still pretty happy with this. Like, if I have a reference in front of me, I'm usually pretty good. This is doodles from the manga Battle Angel Alita, which is still one of my favorite comics. I have the entire first series, and I have most of the second series. I'm still behind on a few volumes, but it's still one of my favorite mangas ever, so I drew a lot of her. My main character again. More of my characters, and some study work based off of like a scene in my head from the comic. Another one of my characters. That's most of what it is. Another one of my characters. I think I might have used a reference from a manga to change his look a little bit. My main character again. And I stopped drawing on the back, so I stopped smearing. I learned my lesson. Side character. More of my characters. Yeah, most of this is characters from my comic that I never finished. I will someday. Designing clothes for the characters. The comic took place in Japan because, you know, I was in high school and I was reading a lot of manga. It doesn't anymore, so most of the stuff isn't relevant. Like, they don't wear like a uniform or nothing, but at the time they did, so I was doodling my characters and getting reference from manga for like how to draw their outfits. This was a drawing from a manga. It's called Othello, I think. I do still like the art style from it, so I drew one of the things that was in it. My character again. I'm starting to draw hips now, getting a little better about that. One of my characters. A little lineup of characters. Again, characters and studying like clothes and stuff. This was me studying clothes from that magazine I told you about my mom has, that she used to order from, clothes and stuff, so I was doodling the clothes that were in it. There's nothing on this page. This was drawn by Lexi. She did a little doodle in the back of my sketchbook when it started to fill up. And there's nothing on this page. And that was Lexi as well. And then these were two of my characters. I had these random sheets sitting in the back. Okay, well, I guess that does it for this sketchbook. So, not as much Lord of the Rings as I thought would be in here. But you know what? I have a couple other sketchbooks that I drew in at the same time. I usually had about 2 or 3 going at any one time. And I would bring one to school and one would be at home, and they'd swap based on what I was feeling. So there's probably more in the other ones. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, most of this was looked like character work from my comic that I still have yet to finish. And there's probably a lot of them in most of them, actually. So you'll get to see the sort of evolution of this comic that is still yet to be done. So that'll be kind of fun. But anyway, that does it for this week's video. Like I said, just got back from vacation, still kind of getting used to being home and getting caught up on things. So painting was not really gonna fit today, but this was kind of fun anyway. So that does it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles!